Hello. I'm waiting for my friend Jamie Bronston to come on live. So hang on just a moment. We're talking about love, the successful woman's guide to love, manifesting your man. Hi, Alonda. It's going to be a good chat with Jamie. It's been a while since I've done a live, and I was having trouble figuring out the features. So, hopefully, my girl Jamie will be on soon. What would you guys like to hear about? Would you like to hear about how to manifest love fast? One of the things that Jamie and I did talk about in our interview conversation, which I waiting. Anyway, one of the things that, oh, here we go. Yay, here's Jamie. I gotta have you join. Okay. There we go. I think she's jumping on, guys. Yay! Hi, Jamie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy Friday.
You too. I'm trying to figure out like how everything is working right now. I don't do lives that often. Hello.
Hello. You know what? I am a little rusty myself at lives, and I was having a little bit of my own challenge getting on live, but we're good. We're good now. Here we are.
I'm so happy to do this with you and for you in this summit because I know that you've gathered such amazing speakers, and so I just hope that as many people as possible sign up so that as many lives as possible can be changed.
Yes, I agree. And I was having a pre-conversation before you popped on, and I just loved our talk so much, and I feel like, one of the things that you and I were talking about is we're either operating in love or fear. And I feel like, most of these women are like, I want to manifest love now. What would your advice be to them when they're in that place, they want it, and maybe there's a little bit of scarcity happening?
Yeah, so first of all, it's really important to not to be living with this desperation energy, because that's really what it is. Because
Yes.
that actually stops the flow of life. It stops your man from actually coming in. So it's to take a moment, take a breather, and go from fear to love. Make that shift from fear. Instead of being in fear mode, worrying it's not going to happen, because the universe gives us what we focus on. So if we're focusing on not happening, or it has to happen, it has to happen, that's a very not positive energy, and it's not going to be productive. So you shift into I am allowing, and I trust that in divine timing, this man will come in, and I am open to I'm open to however he's going to show up and when he's going to show up.
Yes.
Some negative narrative shifts in your brain.
Yeah. So it's the reframing. What I'm hearing is when you're in that space, you're feeling the lack, and maybe it's even you get online and you start swiping and you're going, Where are all the men that I want? It's the reframe of I trust in the universe that love is coming to me. It's happening. It's already there. I always see it's already in the field.
Yeah,
Right.
and like you were saying before, the scarcity mode. If you're thinking all the good guys are taken, or where is he, or anything like that, you need to once again replace it with I trust that the right man for me will show up at the right time. So that's the scarcity versus abundance mode. There is a man for every woman who wants. There's a lid for every
Every
pot.
pot. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, like
It's
it's your soulmate fact. It's a fact that it's not malleable. So there is someone who's destined for you, specifically for you. You also, there's comparisonitis, there's all these things. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You just need to trust that if you can just calm down and be open to it actually happening, and surrender. Also, just doing a podcast, we were talking about surrendering, and surrender to that. Maybe the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, just the greater good knows better than you do. So just to trust that also.
yeah.
Let go of control.
I love that, being in surrender. And just how does one get there when she's so in I feel like so many successful women are like, I need to control this. and I think that's the most difficult thing about love too. I,
Well, something that's interesting that I have found so interesting ever since I learned it is this whole to be in your feminine. To be in your feminine is to receive. And
mhm.
to when it yeah, in the boardroom, in the whatever you're doing at work, it's a different mentality. You can be in your masculine. But when it comes to dating and love, making that shift into, okay, this is my time to receive. And I mean, there's a whole book. Lots of books on receiving, but there's one, I think it's called The Gift of Receiving, The Power of Receiving. And it's so life changing because women need to know that it's really important to just receive, to let go of control, and to, like I said, be open.
And it's all about that surrender is part of that trust. It's like that free fall state that we go into when we open our hearts to get out there and date or step into that relationship. It's unknown, right? And
Yeah. And that is the most beautiful aspect of life, when you can do that free fall and you say, I know there's a plan. I might not know what it is, but I'm gonna trust.
yeah, and I'm
You can.
feeling called to this. Yeah. Yeah. I think we cut out for just a second, but
Oh,
it's all,
get out of your own way. We
yeah.
like as humans, we are so in our way, with all the negative narratives and misbeliefs, and when nobody's holding us back, there's any pressure, anything that's on you is because you're putting it on yourself. So get out of your own way and just go forth and manifest love.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I've been talking about manifesting a lot with my group clients and, about like, I think a lot of times women think, oh, I've got to do a lot to manifest it. And it's so in the being and
Mhm.
in the receiving and having, and what you were sharing with the reframe, when we start to feel, if we start to feel down or depleted, disappointed, really getting yourself into that higher vibrational place, into courage, then to gratitude and love. So yeah, love it.
Yeah, and being present. You know,
Mm,
here in the past, that's depression, and when we are in the future, that's fear. So being in the
yeah,
present, that is that place from which we manifest. You really need to be present and to not be sad about the past and not fear about the future, but to be present, which is hard, but it's not impossible. And that is the way, like, that is the I, ideal way to live our lives, to just be here now. And everything happens in divine timing. Just know that also.
So true, so true. And I think, so many women, they'll be like, but wait, you guys, I want to have a baby, and I feel that, that clock ticking. Trust that it is actually happening in divine timing and happening for you.
Yeah, because that, once again, like we started with, that fear mode, that desperation energy will actually push away what you actually want, because you are focused on it has to happen, and that's fear. And so the
Yeah.
universe will, because that's what you're focusing on, the universe will give you that, which is what that's really saying is, I'm so scared it's not going to happen. So the universe will give you that. So you need to shift that into, I trust it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just and we talked about this too when we were doing our interview too. It's like some of this is fake it till you make it. Like, being in the journey of, okay, I'm going to trust. I'm going to, do what feels aligned to me, to take inspired action, of course, and being in the receiving and present all at the same time. It's like learning how to juggle, you guys. Like, maybe not, but
Well,
but
something that you were saying before about how it actually doesn't need to be as hard and complex as some people make it, because it really can just be really simple. And the simple thing is just accessing your authentic self, showing up as your authentic self. When it comes down to it, it's really not that hard to do. The problem is that the negative narratives and these barriers are in the way from us accessing our authentic self. So
yeah,
once you resolve your unresolved issues, move on from the past, which you don't do overnight, but do that work, so that all you need to do is be yourself, because it takes so much more energy to not be yourself. So
totally,
it really
totally.
comes.
It's like putting on that mask of, I think that I need to be XYZ in order to get the man, and it doesn't work, right? And you're not going to be aligning with someone that's truly for you, because you're not showing up as yourself. And I think that there's been a lot of, I don't know, advice or, misconceptions around hiding and not showing up as, all of yourself. Or, there's so many dating do's and don'ts. And yes, you want to have standards in dating, and you want to put your best foot forward. It's, it's in that being. And I love that you shared, if you're not present, you're either in the future, which is fear, or in the past, which is depression, scarcity. I always call it scarcity in the past.
Yeah. And so in my book that's going to be published in February, I will have a link on Amazon very soon. Anyhow, it's called Manifesting. In my book, I talk, you were saying how you don't need to like form yourself into your dating. I've identified all these different dating personas, and one of them is the chameleon. So the chameleon, you don't need to worry, like pretend that you like something that you don't, or say something that you don't really mean, or you just need to be yourself. And it's so freeing. So like,
yeah,
relax into yourself. And it's the best feeling when that's validated. Like, I remember when I met my husband, I remember when I was describing our relationship, or just how I felt when I was with him, I remember that one of the most important things I said was, I loved how I could just be myself. Like, and it's an energy. You'll know it when you meet this guy, and you'll just know that you feel free to just be yourself, and it's a game changer.
Yeah. And I love that you brought that point out up is like that, like feeling free to just be and express yourself. And I felt the same way. It's like it just felt easy and flow, and I I could be fully self-expressed in my, silly, nerdy little ways, and
I'm silly also.
and the same thing. It's like there's that total exception there, and that's what you're looking for. And I think that's part of the reason why it's so good to date, and pay attention to how you feel on the inside when you're in front of someone and when you're away from them too, because that can be telling too. If you feel a lot of high anxiety, well, um, you know then you want to track yourself and go, do I always feel high anxiety when I'm away from somebody that I really like? Or
Right.
is there a different level of comfort and just knowing? And I feel like, just like you described, there's a deeper knowing there that comes through with that authenticity. Anyway,
Yeah, and I
we
like
could
what
talk.
you're saying about, we could
Go
talk about,
ahead.
I like what you're
Yeah.
saying about a good indication that this is someone with lasting potential is that, do you feel just at peace with him? Do you feel at peace with yourself when you are with him and not with him? It's all
Yeah.
about at peace within your heart,
It's so true. And
not
that
chaos in your mind. There's just peace in your heart.
there's peace in your heart. Yeah. It's yeah, get out of your head and really truly, like, and it's simple to do that when you just invite yourself. If I move into my heart and I'm in this place. Yeah, so many learnings and downloads from this series, and you are such a big part of it. I'm so excited for your interview to air this week, and
Thank you.
for everybody to get to see it. And I think we put the link in the comments, links in the bio. And thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you so much for the summit, and I'm so happy to do this today. And like I said, I know you can replay this recording.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
this kind of like bonus thing besides
Bonus.
before, um, just definitely sign up for this event. It's going to be life changing for you.
For sure. Thanks again, Jamie.
Thank you. Have a
Till
wonderful
next
weekend.
time.
I'll talk to you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.